Well, they've cut the stream again, if you can believe that. I don't know what the problem is with that Paul Benassi story, but clearly something there they don't like. I don't know how they're able to keep doing this, keep cutting the stream. I don't know whether the videos are available, but what I do have is the streams recorded. So I will be either uploading them to bhtv.uk, but I more than likely will throw them up on BitChute before that. I'm just logging into BitChute now. And just looking at where we upload a new video. Video title, upload video. Where do I want to take that video from? Oh, I want to take it from, what was it, this one? Let me just check this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'll do that while we're live. But it looks like, are we live on Facebook? Are we live on air? Let me refresh that. BHTV private group. What's on your mind, Brian? Just going down. Oh, I can see the live button there. Brilliant. Right, live. Okay then. Moving on.
After the Korean War, disturbing new intelligence reaches Washington. Hundreds of American troops are still being held captive, subjected to brainwashing experiments, and then killed. Mind control research back home intensifies. The new goal is to cause an individual to become subservient to an imposed control, to the point where he will perform acts against his will and then have no memory of the act. The search for a real-life Manchurian candidate begins. To produce such an assassin, the CIA faces two main challenges: how to induce amnesia and how to program in new behavior.
We are not professing to tell you the complete story of these activities. We are professing to tell you the complete story that we know. Right. But these records that we've uncovered don't tell the story. They tell pieces of it.
Thanks for tuning back in, people. As you can see, stream got cut again. They keep cutting me. I keep going live. We are also live on the Facebook BHTV group as well, if you want to watch from there. Come on, BitChute, what are you doing? We need that live streaming button, man. That's going to solve everything. Give us the live stream button, please, BitChute. Come on.
This is a story that has been told in bits and pieces. This is an attempt to pull most of it together. We know we don't have the full story. We do, however, have some striking new revelations and insights.
But it was a discovery here in Basel, Switzerland, at Sandoz Laboratories by Dr. Albert Hoffman, that led the intelligence agencies of America to believe that they had found the panacea. The discovery was lysergic acid diethylamide, LSD. Millions of dollars would be spent on LSD research at universities throughout the country. and word would begin to spread on campus about this so-called mind-blowing drug. And suddenly, there was the counterculture of the 60s.
I give the CIA a total credit for sponsoring and initiating the entire consciousness movement, counterculture events of the 1960s.
See, it was the CIA, yeah, authorities, government that are implanting these movements. Yeah, just like they've implanted the New Age movement, this agenda, you know, very much about your chakras and tarot and being your own god and just all this spiritual, you know, going out to a mound in Peruvian desert, hot sun beating down. All of a sudden, my arms go out at 45 degrees, and it was like a bolt of lightning. Thoughts, concepts, perceptions pouring into my brain. I'm here on behalf of the government, the authorities, and what I actually do is implant the agenda in the people's brains, whilst coming across like a hero that's exposing truth. But of course, all along, I've been working for the agenda, and that's why Andrew Ash was able to accuse me, and I just kept out of it and didn't say anything. Because I'm involved, obviously, and David Icke is part of the New World Order.
Dr. Timothy Leary, the 1960s Johnny Appleseed of LSD.
The CIA funded and supported and encouraged hundreds of young psychiatrists to experiment with this drug. The fallout from that was that the young psychologists began taking it themselves, discovering that it was an intelligence-enhancing, consciousness-raising experience.
Between the years of 1957 and 1984, I became a pawn in a government scheme whose ultimate goal was mind control and to create the perfect spy, all through the use of chemicals.
That's what I said, Brian. 45 degrees. Maybe you heard me wrong, but that's actually what I said. So,
Radiation, drugs, hypnosis, electric shock, isolation in tubs of water, sleep deprivation, brainwashing, verbal, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. I was exploited unwittingly for nearly 3 decades of my life, and the only explanations given to me were that, quote, the end justifies the means, and, quote, I was serving my country in their bold effort to fight communism. I can only summarize my circumstances by saying they took an already abused 7-year-old child and compounded my suffering beyond belief. The saddest part is, I know for a fact that I was not alone. There were countless other children in my same situation. By the time I left to go home, just like every time from then on, I would remember only whatever explanation.
Just to Broomstick Betty there, this Gorilla 1999 or Gorilla 99, I came across him back in 2015, and I saw him exposing Ike. But how did he know he was going to be going on that walk to follow him? It all seemed a bit orchestrated to me. Not sure if I trust him, but it looked like he was doing a good thing at the time.
Dr. Robert G. Heath of Tulane Medical University gave me for the odd bruises, needle marks, burns on my head, fingers, and even the genital soreness. I had no reason to believe otherwise. They had already begun to control my mind. The next year, I was sent to a lodge in Maryland called Deep Creek Cabins to learn how to sexually please men. I was taught how to coerce them into talking about themselves, and it was Richard Helms, who was deputy director of the CIA, Dr. Gottlieb, Captain George White, Morris Allen, who all planned on filming as many high government agency officials and heads of academic institutions.
Well, I think we're talking about the same person, Broomstick Betty, He also does videos exposing David Icke's ex-wife. You know, sitting there next to a computer screen in his room. It was quite white in there, most of his videos, and I did like him at the time. I got to be honest, I did like him, and I thought, fuck, he's exposed. I mean, he could be real. I don't know for certain, but and then he just disappeared, the geezer. So has he made a new one, or are you looking at videos from 2015? Must look up that Gorilla 99. Definitely have a look. I'm not saying don't have a look at it. Have a look, because what he was saying about his ex-missus and the way that David Icke moves his hands and kind of talks with his hands. If you look at his ex-wife, as Gorilla 99 pointed out, it's very much what she's doing. And she could well have been David's mentor and showing him how to project himself, to get himself ready for the world stage that he was about to go out on.
Foundations as possible, so that later when the funding for mind control and radiation started to dwindle, projects would continue.
All jokes aside, though, I will say this. I know we have a laugh and a joke, but a very serious issue when it comes to David Icke, because this guy's a truther. This is someone who's still out there now, you know, exposing the agenda. But if he was really exposing stuff, why has he got nothing to say on the Andrew Ash issue? Why has he got nothing to say about Bill Maloney coaxing Andrew Ash into accusing David Icke? You know, why couldn't you have backed me up? I backed him up, but he can't back me up because he's ex-BBC and he's in the fucking club. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. What's so unbelievable about that? If they're going to put someone in front of you, you're going to put someone there who's going to rope you in. You're going to like them. They're going to be charming. They're going to have the chat. They're going to, you know, but he's good. I like watching him myself. But you cannot ignore the fact that Andrew Ash has accused him of all these things and no one said nothing about nothing. I'm sorry. I can't watch any more of his videos talking about this stuff and not bringing up the Andrew Ash scenario. So what we're seeing here is, appears to me, at least in my humble opinion, is that it's all orchestrated, and David is being given a clear run to push the agenda whilst selling many of his books. I don't know if you've read any of my books, but in my books I go into extensive detail about Sumerian, Babylonian Babel. For many hours, and you come away actually none the wiser, but you think I'm a god.
I was used to entrap many unwitting men, including themselves, all with the use of a hidden camera. I was only 9 years old when this sexual humiliation began.
Fucking 9 years old. Yeah, he ain't no Bill Cooper, and that's for sure. Bill Cooper might have been a bit stern and you know, but he predicted that fucking Bin Laden scenario, and then they killed him for it. You know what I mean? He predicted that shit a couple of weeks before it happened. So he was either in on it, or, well, fucking who knows, you know what I mean? The amount of truthers that I've met that appear, you know, all of them have had fucking royal connections. John Harris told me he was the real King of England. Said his dad used to drive the Queen about. Everyone's got a fucking connection to the Queen here, do you know what I mean? It's all getting a bit very suspicious.
Once a crude remark was made by Dr. Gottlieb about a certain possible leak over New Orleans East involving a large group of retarded children who are being given massive doses of radiation. He asked, why was Wilson so worried about a few retarded kids? After all, they would be the least likely to spill the beans. I would love nothing more than to say that I dreamed all this up and need just to forget it. But that would be a tragic mistake. It would also be a lie. All these atrocities did occur to me and to countless other children, and all under the guise of defending our country. It is because of the cumulative effects of exposure to radiation, chemicals, drugs, pain, and subsequent mental and physical distress that I've been robbed of the ability to work and even to bear any children of my own. It is blatantly obvious that none of this was needed, nor should it ever have been allowed to take place at all. And the only means we have to seek out the awful truth and bring it to light is by opening whatever files remain on all the projects and through another presidential commission on mind control. I believe that every citizen of this nation has the right to know just what is fact and what is fiction. It is our greatest protection against the possibility of this ever happening again. In conclusion, I can offer you no more than what I've given you today, the truth. And I thank you for your time.
Satanism may be a constitutionally protected religion, but similar to another recent case at the United States Military Academy at West Point. Here, charges surface connecting ritual child abuse at the Presidio Daycare Center to the devil cult. It was here parents and others allege that as many as 60 young children were ritualistically abused by soldiers. What actually was done to the kids?
Oral copulation, sodomy, defecation, they were urinated on.
Dr. Aquino, the high priest of the Church of Set.
Temple of Set.
Temple of Set, also a colonel.
Fucking hell. That is a French crop and half, innit? Look at that, man. Ross Clot. Look at that for a haircut, man. That's pure Addams family, man. You rang. Fucking hell. Fuck it. I mean, what's wrong with this cunt? What the fuck? What you done with, look at the eyebrows. Even my eyebrows have to look like horns. Fucking, you mess. Look at it. What, is this what's taking over? Fucking Spock, you know. Go on. Eddie Munster, Spock. Fucking look at it. Look, you want, this is what's fucking running the place, these fucking people. Yeah? Yeah. Fucking yeah.
Interestingly enough, in the United States Army,
Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino led a double life as a satanic high priest. The colonel's cult is listed in the San Francisco telephone.
It's like fucking Dracula. It looks like, who was the old geezer that played Dracula? Remember the fucking first one? Lugosi or something. It was like fucking Bela Lugosi, the cunt.
Temple of Set.
Temple of Set, also a colonel, interestingly enough, in the United States Army.
Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino led a double life as a satanic high priest.
Look.
The colonel's cult
Corey
is listed
Feldman.
in the San Francisco telephone book, and his phone answering machine boasts of his affiliation.
This is the Temple of Set. The temple is the only international satanic religious institution fully recognized by the United States government.
Indeed, the Army does officially recognize Satanism as a legitimate religion and supplies...
How the fuck can the Army recognize Satanism as a fucking religion? What? I mean, straight away there, like, what's that all about? Satanism, a recognised religion by the fucking Army.
Chaplains with this guide were ministering to the satanic soldier. Yet unofficially, some charge that Army bases have become sanctuaries for devil worshippers. Just last month, under a full moon, I took a midnight tour of the Presidio grounds with police investigator Ed Abanovsky.
Are you saying that there was a satanic cult active right here on the Army base? Yes, we believe so. There's evidence to substantiate that. They had satanic rituals going on. There's an altar in there, and all of the graffiti on the wall would indicate that. Let's see if I can see. How'd you find this place? This is a fortification during World War II. During World War II, where they had gun batteries.
I can see a pentagram painted on the wall. I can see the words Prince of Darkness. On this wall, I see several inverted crosses and other obvious satanic ritualistic paintings or symbols.
Joseph, we've agreed to conceal your identity, but you are an officer.
We're calling him David.
Officer in the United States Army.
That's correct.
And you were an officer in the United States Army during the time you were a member of this satanic organization.
Yes.
I don't know why I got talked into doing it. It was Chris Fair. It was Chris Fair. It was Chris Fair.
Did the authorities at the Presidio know that a satanic organization was active on their base during the time that you were a member?
They were very much aware of it, yes.
The former chief juvenile investigator at the Presidio, Ed Abanofsky, is here. He's now a deputy sheriff in Santa Clara County. Colonel Aquino, we note, sir, for the record, that you were originally implicated in the dreadful charges of child abuse. We note also that no charges were ever brought against you, and presumably you have been cleared. Would you like to comment on why those charges were brought against you?
Well, the entire time that the so-called child molestation scandal was occurring at the Presidio, the time period when these terrible events were supposedly taking place, I was assigned to the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., and my wife was out there living with me.
But is it not a fact that a 3.5-year-old girl identified you as the alleged perpetrator of molestation?
So you wouldn't have gone after Jimmy Savile if he was still alive?
Well, it depends what he's alleged to have done.
Well, we know what he's alleged to have done. It's a variety of sexual crimes. I mean,
including satanic ritual abuse.
You find it funny?
I do.
Which bit?
Satanic ritual abuse doesn't exist. It's like alien abduction.
So are you saying that the people who've made these allegations are just making it up?
I would think so.
The body was tucked underneath the front wheels on the curb side, wrapped in yellow blankets and tied with guitar string.
What was the condition of the body when you found it?
It had a number of unusual wounds on it. One of the most unusual things was a design carved into the chest of the individual. And once we examined it more closely, it was an upside-down pentagram.
The Devil's Pentagram, the inverted 5-pointed star found on the unidentified corpse of St. Joseph's victim. They did much more to John Doe number 60, but we'll spare you the details. Caught and convicted of murder, kidnapping, and ritual abuse, St. Joseph and another cult member are currently serving long prison sentences. This 22-year-old, call him Jay, escaped from the House of Horrors wearing only a dog collar. For 4 days, he had been ritualistically tortured by a man named Bob Burdella.
He took the transformer and hooked it to my genitals and stepped back and took pictures while I'm flopping around.
What a sick dog.
It seemed to never end, you know.
After Jay escaped through a window by burning the ropes that bound him to the bed, the police arrested Burdella. When they searched his home, they found over 250 photographs of young men, including Jay, in the process of being tortured, in some cases fatally. Hidden in the walls of the home, they also found a human skull.
This hole right here and the tail, they cut the tail off. The same thing with the ears.
They cut the ears off.
Right.
So you two have no doubt that your animals were used in some kind of ritual.
Right. Yes. All the blood was gone out of them, too. Every one of them, the blood was drained. No blood, no insides, eyes pulled out, everything.
Late one night last December, 4 teenagers who had been dabbling in Satanism carried baseball bats, a cat, and a length of rope to an isolated spot near their small town here in Missouri. By the time the night was over, the cat had been mutilated and one of the boys beaten to death by the other 3, who then dumped his body in a well. One of the kids who did it, Pete Rowland, is now serving life sentence without parole here at this maximum security facility in Fulton, Missouri. The other 2 boys, his classmates, were also sentenced to life.
Have you ever been in
Here in the first interview since the murder, Pete Rowland talks about the satanic elements of the crime.
What was it about Satanism that attracted you?
Power. I'm sorry for you, young lady, and I sentence you to a term of life in prison. I'm sorry for you, and I wish you good luck. Remove her from the courtroom, Mr. Sheriff.
17-year-old Melissa Ernest and 2 other teenage members of her coven admitted drinking her 15-year-old victim's blood, then dancing around her still warm body.
Yesterday's conviction of Scott Waterhouse for the murder of 12-year-old Giselle Cody may finally bring an end to talk of a satanic cult in the town.
Police arrest 17-year-old Ricky Casso for the ritual murder of 15-year-old Gary Lowers. Casso gouged out his victim's eyes.
when we last spoke, was the witness assuming the identity of Paul Benassi?
Yes.
Who is the witness now?
Wesley.
You were created in 1974?
Yes.
Fuck, he was created when I was born.
And what triggered your creation, Wesley?
I don't believe I can relate that information.
Look at the fingers, though. Look at the fingers, right? Look at what he's doing. Look at the pyramid. Look at the fingers. I'm going to show you another example of that. Right, let me just have a look here. I'm going to show you another example of that. Hang on. I'm going to show you someone else doing the same thing. Let me just find this man. So I'm just looking for a couple of files here, but I want to show you something very interesting. 1 second there, just give me 1 second.
Just jump back, so you have been at parties.
Hold on, listen to this.
Just jump back, so you have been at parties where Sidney Cook was with Jimmy Savile and Prince Andrew was there. Was Jimmy Savile there? Savile was there, yeah. Right, what about Prince Andrew? Hang on. Andy, you're doing well, bro.
Fucking what? No one wants to listen to that. What if that is true? Who knows, isn't it? But we know. We know.
When
Bill,
we sat down and we done the.
We know Bill put him up to it. But what I'm trying to find here. What I'm trying to find is Andrew Ash doing the same thing with his hands. Right? I want to show you it. If I've got it here in front of me, I don't think I have. Just remember that there with a pyramid. Yeah, they're signalling while they're talking and passing it off like a hand gesture. But Andrew Ash does it a lot. Where it looks so fucking unnatural while he's blatantly lying. So there's obviously a pattern to that shit.
At this time, because it has no value to this, plus it is... I can't.
You're under oath. You're testifying.
I'm not under oath yet. You've never given me the oath.
Isn't that sworn?
No, you didn't swear. Remember we suggested that.
Let's swear Mr. Wesley right now.
Do you, Mr. Wesley, swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but yourself? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Now I'm going to ask you, what triggered the arrival or development or birth of your personality, West Lee, in 1974?
I cannot give that information under direct orders.
Orders by whom?
I cannot say.
Mr. DeCamp, would you please instruct your client when he has to answer these questions?
Yes. You're supposed to answer these questions. Does this have to do with Monarch?
Yes.
If I use the code, will that help? Which I just obtained in the last hour. D6413782, program XPY Eagle Alex Hope. Please go ahead and answer all questions.
I was created by A government program.
Which government program?
Monarch.
And what is Monarch?
Monarch is an operation that was created by the United States government to create spies for other countries. They use children for the purpose that they are easily integrated into multiple personalities because they can dissociate. Monarch is a program that is run by Michelangelo Aquino, who was an Army Reserve colonel at Presidio. He is also the leader of the Temple of Set. He also runs a child daycare center. He also is involved in human sacrifice. Monarch, as I said, was a program that used children to make multiple personalities for future use as spies and as a way to take over the United States government. The personalities were created at the first.
Who was intending to take over the United States government?
I do not know that information.
Did you understand Mr. Aquino to be working on behalf of the United States or against the United States?
I believed he was working on behalf of the United States.
This was a government-sponsored program?
Yes.
Okay. You were 7 years old at the time that you were recruited?
I was actually 3 years old when it first began, but I was not created until later on.
Who created you?
I was created by Monarch.
Do you mean Mr. Aquino? Who in Monarch created you?
I was created by Monarch. I do not know who.
What were you told when you were 4 that you recall now about the Monarch program?
When I first got involved in Monarch, his job was to recruit kids from the local neighborhood who he could.
The algorithm, wouldn't it? Also lighten the mood a bit because let's be honest, man, it is fucking depressing. I mean, really fucking depressing, isn't it? You know, so yeah, good idea that there, playing D Live in White. Enjoy it. Matter of fact,
It's all about sex, money, and murder.
knows Macho, but all I know is I'm definitely getting a fucking mixer. I know that, 100%. DJ sets off my fucking bhtv.uk. It's got to be done. Yeah, chill, I feel like I want to play some more old school.
Life is all about sex, money, and murder.
Alright, I'm going to have to give you one more, I think.
It's all about sex, money, and murder.
I'm going to have to give you one more. It's rude not to. Rude not to. I ain't got no mixer here though. Can't mix it up for ya. Ain't got a DJ unit, but I will get one.
Just for you, London.
Sounds of the rush. Sounds of the rush.
Just for you, London.
Just for you, London. Not just London. All ya.
Just for you, London.
Just for you.
Just for you, London.
Just for you.
Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London.
Hey. David Radigan. Hey.
Just for you, London.
Just for you.
Just for you, London. Just for you, London.
Right.
Just for you, London.
Add to all the BHTV Plus subscribers.
Just for
Add to all the Just BTV YouTube.
Just
Add to the BHTV Facebook group. And add to everyone tuned in right now. Fucking hell, talk about flip the script. 1 minute, we're all sitting there fucking depressed and that. It's amazing what a bit of fucking tune does, isn't it? Definitely gonna have to get some DJ sets going on.
Just for you, London.
Hey.
Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London.
Phone line massive.
Just for you, London.
We'll have to get a phone line going.
Just for you, London.
Let's get to here, Brian. PC. Get to here, mate.
Just for you, London.
Out to Nikki Cooper. Probably listening. I know she don't get involved in the comments. Hey!
Just for you, London.
Yeah. Out to the, yeah.
Just for you, London.
Out to the east to the west. Biggest to the baddest to the best.
Just for you, London. Just for you, London.
Rush.
Just for you, London.
That is a bad boy tune, man.
Just for you, London.
Euphony. Body snatch. Just for you.
Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London. Just for you, London.
Right, I don't want to rinse it, but I've got to admit, I am feeling these tunes at this hour. Friday night, 4:18, 22nd of October. Here's one more for you.
Yo, let's try something just a little different.
Break down.
sorry, this one, it's got to get a fucking rewind. Sorry, here we go. It's got to be done. I do like this tune. Let's have it one more time. Hey, everybody gone. Hey.
Yo, let's try something just a little different.
Break down.
Big up Pebble Dashing. Don't put that myself.
Members of this special branch and security service had
Sorry about that, people. Looks like we're getting a rewind on that one after all. Hey! Love this tune. Big up the Reggae Twins. I've actually worked with them. Yeah, man, they're two solid people. Big up the Reggae Twins. Big up Splifford. Old school.
Reggae Twins, step out.
Step out.
Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out.
This is gonna be the last one from me, yeah?
Raga twin step out.
Well, I weren't expecting this sort of ending tonight. For having a mix. So I want to say thanks to everyone that's tuned in tonight. These twilight hours. I find them more relaxed at night. They're easier to do. You don't care. Don't care what you're talking about, what you're saying. Just say what you need to say, show what you need to show. It's better at night, isn't it? In the daytime, everyone's too busy to take things in. Hey! Don't know why I keep doing that. I just see a David Rodigan video online. Sir David Ramjam Rodigan. I've just come in from Seaview Gardens. Hey! Love injection. I have a message for you. Hey! Ah! I laughed my fucking head off when I saw that video. I ain't gonna lie. I know the geezer's a legend and that, and he bought the reggae over it and all that. But when I see him jumping about on stage, man, I thought, wow, what? I actually did cry. There was tears. I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to find it for you. It'd be a perfect finish for tonight. I'm gonna give you a rewind on Spliffhead, and I'm gonna search out Sir David Ramjam Rodigan, and I want us to laugh together. Rewind.
Now you have some tune make you laugh, but when you hear this one, this special yeah is very serious. So I want all who can dance to shut up and leave. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out.
Sir David Ramjam Rodigan. Coming up for you soon.
Raga twin step out.
Hey!
Raga twin step out. 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 Raga twin step out.
Ramjam. Sir David the Ramjam. The Ramjam Rodigan. Hey! Big him up though. I know I take the piss, but I big him up really for what he's done still. But when you see this video, you're gonna be like, fucking hell. It's like someone's dad or uncle fucking jumping about on stage and everyone's having it. But big him up though still. But I still don't check for BBC. And is he really a sir? This is what we want to know.
Raga twin step out. Raga twin step out.
Hey! Rodigan.
Raga twin step out.
David Rodigan.
Twin step out. Ragga twin step out. Ragga twin step out.
Yes, big up everybody. Yeah, it's been a nice calm chat tonight. Thank you people for keeping it nice. Hey. Ah. Fucking cried, mate. I absolutely cried. Big thank you to OBS for the free streaming software. We're able to laugh together. Ready, God! Hey! Ah! I'm probably making loads of noise. You know when you've got headphones on, you don't know how much fucking noise you're making. Love injection. I have a message for you. I just come in from Seaview Gardens. That's been wicked. Thank you, John G. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Hey. Ragga Twins. Love the Ragga Twins, man. To me, they're fucking legendary status. And they come round and they smoked all my green. At least they took all the good buds out. It was there for that anyway. It was only a fucking, like, years ago, you know what I mean? I've done a little fucking plant and that. And, yeah, fucking come out all right, sat there, and all the good buds at the end were gone, man. It was just like, but you know what? It was wicked having them round. And we did do a tune. Me and Shotty done a tune with them. I have still got it. Really, I need to pull my finger out my arse and maybe try and do something with that, because I've got all the vocals and everything. And no doubt at some point in the future I will, innit? But let me just do this. Hallelujah. Okay. It wasn't supposed to go like that, but while I'm here, I might as well promote my website. Yeah, brianharveytelevision.uk, but it's bhtv.uk. As you can see here at the bottom, Sean, you can stay up to date with all the latest news, although I'm not quite there yet, but I am taking subscribers. So that's brianharveytelevision.uk, but it's bhtv.uk. And it's okay, I can tell you, I've subscribed. Radigan, hi, David Radigan. As promised, we're just gonna pop it in here. And we are going to, and we are, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. No. Hey!
Now I don't get the protection.
Yes.
And I hope the protection stays with me tonight.
Yes.
You know where I'm going to now?
That protection.
Western Kingston. I'm going into Seaview Gardens. All Jamaicans, hand in the air.
Not a mercy. David Radigan. We on the boy. No companion. Not a mercy. Wicked man.
Hey.
Jamaica.
Love injection. I have a question for you.
I have a question. Not a mercy. Not a mercy. Them just make on mercy. They do Radigan up on somebody. Not a mercy. Not a mercy. If I war, no one make it stop.
Horseshoe and knitted jumper. Boom!
else one more word and you should get forgotten. And then repose your mission. As it's from the clock, I said you're straight in your cup. With glass panta blind. Hey, most murders are fucking telling Bradigan, oh, you're not pet and nothing. Better watch couple coming out of me.
We're having that again, we're having that again, we're having that again. That's too good.
Now I don't get the protection. And I hope the protection stays with me for the night. You know where I'm going to now? Western Kingston. I'm going into Seaview Gardens. All Jamaicans, hand in the air.
Not a mercy. David Roddy God.
Hold tight, all horseshoe.
Boy, ain't no companion. Not a mercy. Wicked man for Latin and Birmingham.
Hey,
love injection. I have a question for you.
Middle-aged horseshoe haircut. I have a question for you.
David Roddy God no pump and no smaddy. Not a mercy. Not a mercy.
Not a mercy. That one kills me. The next one. Wow, you're going for it. Raddy God.
We gonna pop up. If they fit Raddy God, you when we shut up. Hey boy, no say nothing. Else one more word and you should get forgotten. And then repose your mission.
People, thank you for tuning in tonight. It's a shame YouTube started cutting the stream, but it's turned out nice. It's 4:45 in the morning. 4:45. That's it, people. I will more than likely come back on tomorrow. So you have a lovely rest of your night stroke early morning. Some of you are going to be getting up. I know I'm just going down. It's been emotional. Have a great morning. Good night.